Hi friends, it's Holly Jones from Mrs. Jones Stitches. Welcome to my Flosstube. Today is Sunday, September 7th, 2025, and this is Flosstube number 65. If you're new to my channel, this is a channel about cross stitch, things I'm working on, color conversions, plans I'm making, finishes I've done. So I'm so glad you're joining me today. I got back last night from the Quilter Station retreat and it was fantastic. So I'm going to wait and talk about that at the end. That way, if you don't really care to hear about the retreat or see the pieces we were given, you can just catch me next time. But the beginning will be just my regular Flosstube. So welcome. I am so glad you're here with me today. Let's see. I have been busy at work. Work is good. Parker's doing great at school. He started getting homework for the first time, so that was that was eye-opening for him, and it was really easy stuff like rhyming words. So he wasn't super happy about that. What else? He's got another loose tooth, so I anticipate a visit from the tooth fairy in the next couple weeks. Well, probably in the next like 2 weeks if we're being honest. Yeah, I just have a lot to, I guess we'll just get into it instead of, I really don't have a whole lot for kind of like the welcome and introduction portion. So anyway, I'll go ahead and show you a couple whips I've been working on. One of them is my friendship piece that I'm stitching with some of my stitchy friends. And it is Our Lasting Friendship by Blackbird. And I just got it back this weekend. I gave it to my friend Lori Craig, and then she gave it to Nicole Spohr. And when Nicole and I went to the Quilter Station retreat, we stitched each other's initials, or we stitched our own initials on each other's pieces one night in the hotel. And here is what mine looks like. So this is, I believe it's 32 count vintage smoky white from Picture This Plus, because I can tell it's just got a lot of really nice kind of neutral modeling. So Lori chose pink and she stitched the cartouche in her initials, and Nicole kind of chose this darker blue and stitched her initials here, and then mine are right down here. So I have room for I think 3 more friends, so I need to reach out to the person I'm going to ask to stitch it next. But I was really happy with it. It looks great. I'm probably going to end up framing mine. I'd originally thought about turning it into a pillow, but I think I'd like to have it hanging somewhere. So so there's that. My next is a finish. It's actually 2 small finishes. So I'll start with the first one. I started stitching the red, white, and blue quilt by Primrose Cottage, and I did a color change. I wanted mine to have more of a fall Halloween vibe, so I changed my colors and did kind of some like an orange, a white, and a black. My orange was Gnome by Color and Cotton. My white was Pearl White by Color and Cotton, and the black is Paving Stones by Color and Cotton. Now the stitch piece is a full square, so that means that there was 1 more row down here. So that it's 5 motifs across by 5 motifs down. Now mine, I was going to turn into a pin cushion to go in my sewing box. So I made it just a little bit shorter because I didn't want it to be quite as big. And honestly, after I turn it into a pin cushion, I'm probably going to have it kind of more vertical. So I did not stitch the last row of the chart, and I'm fine with that. That's one of the great things about these pieces is you can kind of cut them down if you want to. If you wanted to, you could really do, you know, this small foursome right here and turn it into a little, like, stuff it like a pillow, and you can make a cute scissor fob or like a mini pin cushion or things like that. So if you want to make it a little bit bigger, you could go 3 across by 3 down, and it would be these pieces right here. So anyway, really versatile chart. It was really fun to stitch. Like I said, I'd planned on bringing it with me to the retreat, finished in a pin cushion, but I didn't want to waste linen. And so what I had done was I started Be Still My Heart from Samplers Not Forgotten. And I took my piece of linen and I just turned it over and started stitching on the other side. And I was a little bit nervous because I didn't know how big the piece was going to be. So I didn't cut out the red, white, and blue quilt because I didn't know how deep the divot, the point on the heart for this was going to be. So here is Be Still My Heart. I love it so much. This is my first Sampler's Not Forgotten chart that I've stitched, and it will not be my last. I actually ordered 2 more of these, and I think they're supposed to get here tomorrow or Tuesday. But I want to have all of them stitched. I think they're just beautiful, and it was so fun to work on. So there's that, and if you want to see the pieces together, there they are. So I was nervous about cutting this out because I wanted to make sure I had enough margin to get this finished as well, and I was nervous if I cut that, you know, I wasn't sure how deep it was going to go, but it was fine, and I'm really excited about having both of those done. Okay, next, I actually finished this, I don't know, the end of July when I was coming back from vacation, but I am going to fully finish it probably this week. This is a Blackbird. I cannot think of a name. I think it's from the Sweetbird Sing book that was released at market. But anyway, I have that finished. And then I did want to share a little bit of my progress on Parker's Back to School sampler. And I am stitching a little bit of spring from Blackbird. And I did a full color conversion on this. And if you haven't watched or if you're new to my channel, every year around back to school time, I start a sampler, and I call it the Back to School sampler. And I usually change the colors and I make it for my son. Now, last year I had actually started this piece and I had messed it up pretty bad, so I didn't finish it, but I decided to restart it for first grade this year. And here is where I'm at. So I changed the letters of the alphabet to 3 different shades of blue, and there's no rhyme or reason. Here we have a medium blue, light blue, medium, dark, light, dark. There's no rhyme or reason. They're not in any particular order. The house here in the middle, I'm actually calling it a schoolhouse because the building that my son goes to school in, his school building, is kind of a yellow brick, and it has a dark green roof. And so I changed the color of the building and the roof to look like his school. Now, after I did the uppercase alphabet, I think there's a lowercase alphabet. I'm going to put his name, the school year, and probably his school name in here too. But I'm really happy with how it's turning out. I love stitching Blackbird, so it is a joy to work on. And that will get framed when it is finished. So those are my whips. Oh, I guess and some finishes too, but anyway. Okay, so that is what I have worked on. What do I have next to talk about? Let me talk about some haul, and oh no, let's not do that. Let's do previous finishes. So I was pulling out all my fall decorations. I just, like I said, I got back from the retreat last night, and I decided today was going to be house cleaning day. So I got up and made breakfast, and then we went quickly out to the county fair. We watched the wiener dog races because we have 2 little wiener dogs. They didn't race. They're kind of older, and I don't think they'd do it. And so we watched that, and then we watched the tractor pull, and they did antique tractors, so that was kind of fun. If you've never watched a tractor pull and your county fair offers that, it's a good time, and it's really fun to see some antique kind of farming equipment and things like that. My son is really into tractors and farms, so he was able to tell us all sorts of things that we didn't know about tractors. So anyway, so I came home and kind of cleaned up a little bit. I still have a little bit more to do. I need to do some laundry and then get my fall decorations up. So I went ahead and pulled all my fall finishes down, and I'm going to show you those. Now, it's kind of fun because these are things I've stitched over the last, I don't know, several years, and my tastes have kind of changed a little bit, but I still love the pieces, so I still put everything out. But I will start right here. This is the birthday tart from Plum Street Samplers. And now a lot of these, I cannot tell you what linen they were stitched on or if it was a color conversion. I know this was the called for. And then we have a tart finish here, and the back has some velveteen here on it, but I really love this one. Okay, then we have Foxy Fall from Stitching with the Housewives. And this pattern is several years old, but honestly, this was the first time I had really put aqua into my fall decor, and I thought it really complemented nice with the orange. It was a really nice combination. This is just a finishing piece that I'd gotten from Hobby Lobby many years ago, but I really like it. It is backed with some Lori Holt fabric as well. The other Housewives piece I have is called Fall Home, and I did this in a little kind of house shadow box that I'd picked up probably from Michael's, and I backed it with the same Lori Holt fabric, and then I just did some kind of stuffed velveteen pumpkins that I had picked up at Hobby Lobby. Okay, next is Witch's Night Out from Brenda Gervais. And again, I don't have the floss or fabric I used. I did do some backing here. I did some black rickrack. Then I did kind of a fancy bow, and I put, this is actually a piece of broken jewelry, but all the rhinestones are clustered together nicely. And it just kind of reminded me, with the pattern being, you know, called Witch's Night Out, I just know whenever I get dressed up and want to go out, I like to have a little bling on, whether it's like a sparkle necklace or some earrings or something. And so I thought it was kind of a fun little accent to put on this piece for her big night out. Okay, this is from Cricut Collection, or the Cross-Eyed Cricut Collection. I stitched this last year. This is Be Ye Thankful. And I do know that I stitched this on 32 count Frog Gray by Mandy Dudonna. And I did my own color and cotton color conversion on this. I was really happy with how it turned out. I do want to say, I think in this U, there is a basket motif, and it wasn't really speaking to me, so I left it out. And that's one of the things that I really enjoy about this hobby is, if there's a motif you don't like, you don't have to stitch it. You can leave it out. If you didn't want to add, you know, the pumpkin, just, you know, mirror the bottom of this, you know, leg of the A over here, and you're done. Same with the N right here. If you didn't want the pumpkin, you just, you know, mirror this straight leg of the N right here. So, so you can do a lot of different things with it, but I really love this. I don't know if you can see the frame real well or not, but it's a really nice chunky frame. All right, next I have Doodles Halloween by Heart and Hand, and I love the finish on this. I love the distressed frame. This is just some orange and white polka dot that I'd gotten from Hobby Lobby. I do know this is stitched on 32 count Ren by Picture This Plus. I don't know if you can see it real well or not, but the kind of slime potion in the cauldron here, I had stitched it with some Krynic metallic floss, so it kind of gives it a little bit of sparkle. I also used some black Krynic floss up here for the cat's whiskers, and I used that same metallic black Krynic for this kind of dashed border here in the October 31st. But I really love this piece. I was actually really surprised how much I loved the black and white striped background. It kind of gives me like Beetlejuice vibes, which is perfect for Halloween. But this is one of my most favorite finishes. I just love how simple it is. It has like all your Halloween, you know, cast of characters, and I really love like the distressing on this frame. All right. This is from the Chalk Talk series from Kathy from Hands On Design. This is Let's Talk Fall, I believe. And I just stitched this small piece right here. And this is probably my favorite series from her. I love the subway art. I love all the different fonts. I love each one of these little small motifs in here. There's a pumpkin, there's acorns, and there is a bigger piece that complements this. But I just did this. My mom did the pillow finish for me with just some little squares, and then the back is like that. But I love this. I love this piece. This is one of my fall favorites. Okay. Next, this is from the Brenda Gervais Halloween book, and I did this cute little witch. And the spider web is all back stitched, and I just did some ribbon as a little bit of trim, but I really like this one. I wish you know, my ribbon's a little crooked up here, but I stitched this, I stitched this a couple years ago, so my skill level has improved since then. So this is honestly one of the pieces that I stop and think, like, maybe I want to, you know, kind of pop it out and refinish it, but I'm not sure if I will or not. That's a lot of work. This is October Wordplay from Brenda Gervais as well. This is finished just on a board that I got from Hobby Lobby. I backed it with some black and white plaid. And this was my first time doing ribbon ruching. I had watched a tutorial, I believe it was from Kathy from Hands On Design. And so it was my first time doing it. It was actually a really fun finish. This has kind of had some stuff kind of sitting on it. So some of my ribbon is kind of going a little wonky on me. But it actually has a wooden beaded hanger here as well. But I really love this one too. I think it kind of needs like a bow or something a little extra on it, but I'm not really sure what I want to put on it yet. So it will stay as is for now. I cannot remember the name of this chart, but this is also from Brenda Gervais. I don't think it's called Be Thankful. I think it's called something else. But anyway, this was really fun to stitch. Again, I incorporated the aqua fabric in here with the same Lori Holt fabric that I used on the stitching with the Housewives finishes, because the aqua and the orange just complemented each other really nicely, and it kind of ties in the aqua from the pumpkin urn and the front door. But this was really a fun one too. I do love this. This was just an 8x10 ready-made frame that I picked up at Hobby Lobby, but it's just kind of in a soft, like distressed aqua too, so I thought it kind of really complemented everything nicely and kind of pulled all the pieces of it together. I do have one more fall finish, and let me grab it real quick over here. It was funny, after we came home from the fair today, I put my pajamas back on because I got these before the retreat this last weekend, and they are so soft and they are so comfortable, and I just want to live in them forever. This is a token of love from Blackbird Designs, and this is in one of her fall books, and I cannot remember which one off the top of my head, but I love this piece. One of the things that I really love about this piece, I love the acorn border. I think it's just really charming. And I found this frame from Hobby Lobby, and I don't know if you can tell if I tilt it back or not, but I feel like the detailing and the carving on the frame really looks like the bottom part of an acorn, kind of how it is you know, rounded with the little point at the bottom. So I thought the frame really complemented the piece nicely, and I didn't do any batting under this or anything like this. This piece is just mounted on sticky board and then popped in the frame. But this is probably like my favorite fall Blackbird finish because it's just so warm and inviting. It does have the touches of pink, which makes it a little bit feminine and soft, and then it kind of has this kind of darker, bold blue house, but it is so pretty. And one thing I love about this chart too is you can really do a lot of things with it. I believe you can also just take this bottom band right here with the pumpkin. You could turn that into a little pin cushion. I've seen people, this is actually one of the patterns in the book, is just this urn with the flowers in it. You could do the same thing and turn this into a pin cushion as well with the house and kind of the greenery up here. But it was just so pretty, and I think, you know, even if you wanted to personalize it, you could put a name on there. You don't have to stitch a token of love. You could type, you know, put somebody's name or your anniversary or anything like that. But it was just a really pretty piece, and I love it so much. So those are my previous finishes. So let me clean up just a little bit, and then we will talk about the Quilter Station retreat. Okay, so we will do the cross stitch extravaganza recap. So the retreat was held in Lee's Summit, Missouri, at the Drury Inn, and it is probably about 10 minutes away from Quilter Station. So on Thursday I drove to Nicole's house, and then we drove to the Quilter Station retreat together, and stopped at Quilter Station. It was our first stop before we even you know, checked in the hotel. We wanted to go to the shop and see what was there. So we went and shopped for a while and got some really great things. And let me show you what I found. We'll kind of just go in order instead. I was gonna wait and do like haul kind of at the end, but since we're talking about Quilter Station, so I got a couple fat quarters. I don't know what they are, but I got this piece here, which I thought was really cute. It's got some snowflakes and some flowers on it. Then I love Sweetwater fabric, and so I got this piece, which I've got a lot of pieces from this line, but I didn't have this one, so I picked that up. I have two dachshunds, Molly and Penny, and I have the animal cracker, the little brown dachshund, Frankie, so I picked up Finley. Now this kind of looks like my Penny. Penny is black and tan, so she doesn't have any speckles or anything like this. This one's a little more dapple, but anyway, so I definitely want to stitch those. Hopefully this year, but I'm not sure. I picked up this cute bag from Stacy Nash. It's just a little drawstring bag. I picked up this one. Now I have not seen this before. This is Sweet Thoughts of You by Blackbird. So like I said, I had never seen this before. I didn't have it in my stash, so I picked it up. This one here looks like it's stitched on perforated paper, but I will stitch on linen. And then while I was there, I found this, and this was out of print, so I was really excited to get it. This is Sunflower House, and it is so pretty. I love how the yellow pops on the blue fabric, but I was really happy to add this to my collection because it was one that I did not have. So that was my haul from the shop. So then we went over to the hotel. We got checked in and went to dinner and ate some delicious Mexican food. And then we came back to the hotel and we just went upstairs to our room and put our pajamas on and stitched and talked all night. So that was Thursday. So Friday we got up, we went downstairs and had breakfast, and then the retreat started at 9. So we got down there, passed out table gifts, which I will insert a video of my table gift, and I'll show you that. I'll probably insert it right here. Okay, so here are my table gifts. They're in these cute little bags from Amazon. And then inside, let's take this stuff out. So I have a needle minder and a bag of buttons that are orange and black and white. And then they get some ribbon. It says Falling Leaves. It's about, I don't know, 18 inches. Then they get a vintage clothespin with some lace. And it's got a little key charm and a button. And then I made these. These are just kind of little decorative things for like a pillow. So you can kind of clip it, kind of like what I did up here on this one, but they can put it on whatever they want to. And it has baker's twine, ribbon, a button, and a charm. And then some floss drops with the milk cart or milk caps or whatever. So I was debating. Okay, so those are my table gifts. Now, then what we did, let me show you. I'll show you everybody's table gift that they gave me at the end. Our first project was from Beth Twist of Heartstring Samplery. And here's Parker. Okay, so her project came in this really cute bag. And it is called On Christmas Day. Okay, here it is. It is stitched on a really pretty green linen, and she did a couple different things with this. So we have, bless you, we have this finished piece, and then she did a couple different things. She said you could also break the chart up, and she stitched this bottom part here and turned it into a needle book. This middle part here, I believe she turned into a drum with the house and the two trees. And the top, I think she did into a pin cushion. So it gave you different options. If you didn't want to stitch it all as one piece, you could stitch it band by band and turn it into a variety of different things. She also gave us a digital pattern for a stocking finish and a digital pattern for the actual antique sampler reproduction. So those were very generous. So we got a lot of stuff from Beth. Now we also got, just a second please. You did great. We also got the floss for this. We got a floss card, and this is what the antique sampler looked like. We have some finishing fabric if you elect to do the drum finish, or you could use this for the back of the needle book. And then we got this really pretty green linen. And I think, what is this linen? This is Turtle's Neck from Wabi Sabi, 36 count. So this was beautiful. This is beautiful. I am really looking forward to stitching this Christmas season. Okay. Oh, and then when she came around, I asked her if she would sign my my chart. So, okay. Let me put this up real quick. Stop. Okay. Our afternoon project came from Miss Teresa Kogut, and it was in this adorable bag. So this is screen printed on the bag. There's squirrels on one side and an alphabet with scissors and like a spool on this side. Such a cute bag. And the project is this autumnal sewing roll. Now you lift this part up, and then in the middle part, after you lift up the flap, is this part. And then there is the back part with the squirrels. So this is a really cute piece. She did give us there's a cute little card in here. We have, she gave us linen to stitch on, which is Cosmic Platinum by Dames of the Needle, 32 count. The inside linen is by Blackberry Primitives, which I believe is this. The wool, no. The wool right here is from Primitive Gatherings. Ribbon included here is from Lady Dot. But there's a lot of different pieces. There's some more linen for the inside pockets, and this is more linen for the inside finishing as well. I believe Nicole Spohr, I kind of did a thing where I held it up and she made a reel of, you know, me unfolding it. So if you don't follow Nicole, please make sure you follow her, and you can go over to her Instagram stories and you can see more about it. But I believe I did take some pictures of it, so I will definitely put those pictures in probably at the end of the video. That way you can see all angles of this piece. So we did start it, and the only part I actually started is this kind of border down here. I'm not very far, but anyway, so there was Tracy Cogut's piece. Now then Friday night, we had dinner at the hotel, and we kind of sat in the lobby and stitched for a little while, and then we had a very special birthday to celebrate. Her name is Lucy, and Quilter Station is her LNS, and she was turning 90 years old. So we all signed a card. There were quilt blocks that went around, and people could sign their names, and it was just really special. So there was cake and cookies and a very special guest. Alma Allen from Blackbird Designs was there. And if you've been following me for any length of time, you know that I am nuts over Blackbird. I've stitched a lot of Blackbird pieces, and to me, Blackbird is my comfort stitching. So I was over the moon, and you know, a lot of people know that I like to stitch Blackbirds. So we came back in the room from dinner to have, you know, cake and cookies, and a couple people, Kay Dunlap, she's so sweet. Kay came over and was like, guess who's here? I don't know. And she said that it was Alma. And immediately my face gets flushed. I can't breathe. And I had a total fangirl moment. Like to the point where my eyes were watering. And I know that sounds so silly, but I love Blackbird pieces, and I stitch Blackbird pieces with a purpose, and I'm so intentional with the pieces that I stitch. My back to school samplers for my son are Blackbirds, and it's more than just a sampler that I'm stitching for my son. When I'm stitching those, I take the opportunity to really pray for my son for a great school year. I pray for his teachers, and there's just a lot of thought and heartfelt thoughts that go into each one of those pieces that I stitch. This piece right here, Oh Joyous Day from Blackbird, that was a sampler that I stitched kind of to commemorate me and my husband's wedding. We got married in 2016, and I stitched that piece while I was recovering from surgery. And I always feel like whenever I'm stitching something, I'm not just stitching the piece, but I look back at pieces that I've stitched and I remember what was going on in my life at that time. And that piece I stitched in, I believe, 2021 or 2022, probably 2022. And I stitched it during Mania, and like I said, I was recovering from surgery, and I put a lot of time into that, like we all do, but it was special because it was commemorating our wedding anniversary, and I was recovering from surgery at the time. This piece right here, Margaret Harris 1877, I stitched for my blessing sampler in 2022, I believe. The one here in the gold frame is Quaker Family Register. I stitched that this past April, and when I was stitching that, I did a lot of research into my family's genealogy, and I went back, you know, 6 or 7 generations. So it's more to me than just about the chart. So it's reflections that I've done, prayers that I've prayed, and reflecting back on what was going on in my life at the time. So her pieces are very special to me. So the thought of having the opportunity to meet her was really special. You know, I believe she's retired from teaching, so I knew I would never get to see her at a retreat. So I got to meet her, and it was incredible. She was so nice. I asked her if she would autograph one of my books, and she did, and wrote the sweetest little message. And I got my picture taken with her, and I was literally trying to hold it together the entire time because I could feel like tears welling up in my eyes, and it was so special. So I do want to thank all of my friends at the retreat who knew she was there, and you know, maybe knew she was coming, and were part of that experience for me. And it was so special. I will treasure that memory forever. So that was Friday night. Video. Guess who we're gonna meet? Saturday morning, we came downstairs, and our designer for the day, or for the first session, was Stacy Nash. And on the way to the retreat, I had told Nicole that I really, really hoped we got an animal cracker. And Stacy delivered. So, meet Juniper. She is the cutest little chipmunk, and she's holding some greenery with some little red berries down here. This also comes with a sewing box that she sits in. You can kind of see it here, and here's a picture of the box. I did take video of this so you can see what the entire piece looks like. Excuse me. Juniper is also the first animal cracker that has a stitched back side, so that was really cute. I started her immediately. Now I will tell you, she is stitched on 36 count, and I am not a 36 count stitcher. She's stitched with one thread, and the fabric is Broomgrass by Needle Bling. And I was a little disappointed because I like to stitch on 32, but I got to thinking about it, and chipmunks are so tiny and petite anyway that I decided that I was going to go for it on the 36 just to make sure that she does stay nice and chipmunk size. So I will show you my progress. It's not a whole lot, but there she is. Oops, there we go. So I have a little bit of her chest done right here, and then I started kind of working down on the greenery. So I cannot wait to have her done. I'm gonna see if I can put in the video of showing Juniper right here. Okay, one of the things too from the retreat, each designer had a table where they had a lot of their models, and Stacy brought all of the animal crackers, and what a treat it was to get to see them all in person. And I think it is so important to see the models, because there were animal crackers that I, just looking at pictures, I was like, not a cat person, like I probably won't stitch that, or ones that just didn't really kind of fit my aesthetic that I like. But seeing them all together, it was so inspiring. So I have big plans to order some animal crackers that I probably normally wouldn't have because of seeing them in person. So I definitely want to be adding more animal crackers to my collection this year. One other thing I did get was this little piece right here. It's just a little tiny ruler, and it says I need all the animal crackers. Okay. Our last class was presented by Teresa Vanette from Shakespeare's Peddler, and it is actually a companion piece to a piece that is now released. I believe it was released this year at market, called Kindness Makes Friends. So this is the companion piece. It is called A Cheerful Heart. It is the same size as Kindness Makes Friends. And I just love this one. This one's so pretty, and again, you can do so many different things with it. You can stitch just the centerpiece right here. If you wanted to add the border, you can add the alphabet border. If you want to just stitch the house and turn it into a little pin cushion from here over, you can do that. There's a little sewing machine on the top. If you want to just stitch the bird, if you want to just stitch the entire bottom piece, there are just lots of options for this. It's a very versatile piece. So I think I definitely want to get this started. It's so, so pretty. And it says, grant me a cheerful heart. We also got the linen and fabric for this, or I'm sorry, linen and floss for this as well. Okay, let me show you what I received for table gifts. All right, so at my table was Kathy Parker and Melanie, Kay Dunlap, Lenny from Sable Stitchers, and then Nicole and myself. So Kathy gave us these cute little pumpkins. This was so clever from Melanie. This is soap from Bath and Body Works, and it was called On the Vine. And then here we have a tomato. This is a kind of a collapsible sponge, which was just really clever. She did a really great kind of tomato theme. We have some different kind of red trims, and then some candy that was in a red package. There's Almond Joy and a Kit Kat. But what a clever gift with hand soap, because I love hand soap from Bath and Body Works. It's not something that, you know, expires or, you know, anything like that. And it was just a really nice, thoughtful, clever gift. From Lenny, she gave us these crocheted flowers. And then in this bag, we have some candy, a little micro jar with some teeny tiny buttons, and this really pretty Halloween scissor fob. And oh, there are a couple stickers in here too. Okay. Oh, and Lenny also gave us kind of a ribbon bundle with a whole bunch of different fall ribbons. There's like pumpkins and some buffalo plaid and things like that. Okay. Also, I'll save Nicole. Whoops. I do not remember who this one was from. But there is a cute little fall piece of kind of just like a little piece of clip art. This would be really cute to add to like my book of, I don't have a book of days, but I have a planner, a cross stitch planner. So this would be fun to add to that. There's also some hand sanitizer, a needle with a piece of felt, some scissors, some skeins of DMC, and there's a little pattern in here too, and some scissors. Like I said, I cannot remember who this came from. So if this was your piece, thank you so much. It was really nice of you to think of me at the retreat. This was from Kathy Boyd. And this is a cute little tin, and it says, "I'm a certified stitchaholic and mighty proud of it." And you slide it, and there is a little pin in here, super cute, and a card. It says "Wrought with Love" by On This Day and Year, so you can attach this to the back of one of your pieces. So thank you so much. Again, I don't know who this was from too. This is just a bunch of yummy candy in case you get a little snacky at the retreat. This was from Rita at Closer Station, and this piece is so beautiful. So it is a wooden block that you can put your scissors in, and then there is a magnetic needle minder, and it clips right here on the side. I just thought this was so adorable and so clever. Okay, from Nicole, she gave us, her stuff came in this real cute little bag, and I got a Stitching with Nicole sticker, some project cards, and on the back it has, you know, where you can put all the information for your piece that you're working on. We have a sticker where you can stick this on the back of your finished piece with all the details from your chart. Some floss drops, and she made us these scissor fobs. Mine says spooky. They're they kind of all said different things. I think maybe one person said spells, someone said eek, but I thought they were really, really cute. And then she made this candy corn, and it says, "Let's get spooky, boo, October 31st." And it has a rusty jingle bell up here, and it is so precious. I cannot wait to add this to my Halloween tiered tray and put it out with all the rest of my fall decor. Thank you, Nicole. This, I believe this was also from Quilter Station. I think were these little counting pens. If they're not, I don't have anything that says who they came from. So if they were from you and not from Quilter Station, thank you very much. I know exactly what piece I'm going to be putting these in. Okay, now let me get a little cleaned up and I will show you my haul. Okay, at the retreat itself, I really didn't buy a lot of things. I bought the stuff I showed you at Quilter Station. I did forget to show you these. These came from Quilter Station as well, and they were just some felt pears. Excuse me, which I think would be really cute in my fall decor this year. So I got these two. And then from the shop at the actual retreat, I got Pumpkin Pals by Teresa Kogut. And these are so like animal cracker-ish, and they're so small. And I got the Swans a Swimming Badge from Stacy Nash. And then the other thing I got is also from Stacy Nash, and it is a Sweet Pear lotion bar. So it comes in this cute tin, and it looks like a bar of soap, kind of like this. And it is a lotion bar. And so what you do is you take it out and you just put it in your hands, kind of like this, and you just kind of hold it for, you know, a minute or so. And the heat from your hands and your body warms up and kind of melts a little bit of the lotion on your hand. So if you want to, you can kind of, you know, work it around a little bit. I just kind of hold it for, like I said, about a minute and just kind of slowly twist my hands like this. And, you know, you can feel it kind of getting, I don't know if you can see any of the, it's a little bit later than when I normally film, but I had a little bit of time and I needed to take a break from cleaning my house. So anyway, I like that. So I don't know if you can see a little bit on my hands, but after you rub it in, the good news is this leaves no residue. There's no greasy residue. There's no oil or anything like that. You literally just rub it in and you're good to go. You're good to start stitching again. I don't know about you, but sometimes whenever I stitch, especially if my hands are dry, or if I have any like hangnails or anything like that, whenever I'm pulling my thread, you know, it might catch, and I don't like that. So, and that's kind of what Stacy said too. She said if she's stitching and you know, any thread gets caught on like a hangnail, she said she's done. So that's kind of how these lotion bars were born, and they smell so good. I got my scent I got was Sweet Pear. So on Friday night, I was upstairs with Nicole, and I was telling her about this, and so she used it, and the next day I got to thinking about it, and I was like, I'm gonna be really upset when my lotion bar is gone. So I did go downstairs and get another one on Saturday, just so I have a backup lotion bar, because I love them so much. So if you get the opportunity, I want to say maybe they had them for sale last year at the Jingle Ball. So I hope she has some more come December, because these make great gifts. So anyway, I will show you too. I came home and I had a couple packages. One thing that arrived was my Lady Dot Trim Club from Heartland Stitching and Quilting, and it is this really pretty dark kind of eggplant purple. Now, in this club you get chenille, rickrack, and pom-pom trim right here. So it is a really great deal. I love this club, and it has really helped me expand my finishing trims, because for the longest time I made pillows and I never used any type of trim. They just kind of were naked little pillows, but I sure love adding chenille. I'm a chenille girl. I love the way it feels, and yeah, but you have lots of options if you want to do the pom-pom trim or rickrack. I tend to use rickrack more on my like hard finishes, to kind of tuck between the layers of backing fabric and stuff, so that's what works best for me. But anyway, okay, I appreciate you watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the recap. In my next video, we are going to do my 10K giveaway. So recently on Instagram, I hit 10,000 followers, so I'm going to be doing a giveaway extravaganza to celebrate. So watch for that. That will be Flosstube number 66. And please make sure that you like the video and subscribe. I'm not very far from 10,000 viewers and subscribers on here on Flosstube. So once I hit that milestone, then we'll be doing another 10K giveaway extravaganza. So anyway, thank you guys for your time. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your friendship. And we will see you next. Okay, so I forgot one thing. I was just fixing to tell you we'll see you next time, but I wanted to talk a little bit about the retreat and everything. I got to visit with Lenny and Roberta from Sable Stitchers. Roberta didn't attend the retreat, but she came up to the hotel one night and just spent some time with us, and it was such a blessing. She is so delightful. She is so just a classy lady. I really enjoyed getting to visit with her and spend some time with her. Lenny was at our table at the retreat, and she is a hoot and a half. She is so witty. She's so funny. We just had the best time laughing and giggling, and it was great. So there's a lot of new inside jokes now. Yeah, we had a great time. So Lenny, I want you to know that I am thinking of you right now, and you know what that means. Anyway, so yeah, we had a great time. We laughed a lot. We made a lot of great friendships. We strengthened a lot of friendships. And I'm so grateful for all the new friends that I got to meet at the retreat. So if you came up and said hi, Mary Lou, Natalie, Stacy, the other Stacy, one is spelled EY, one is spelled Y. That was really fun. Kay Dunlap was great. Kathy Parker, I've never met a woman who loves the Kansas City Chiefs more than Kathy does. She was so great. Melanie at our table, we talked about our sons, and we just had a really great time. So thank you for everybody who came up and said hi. I tried to, meet as many people as I could, and we just had a really nice time. So this will not be my last retreat. I can't wait to see what is in store for next year. And I love so much the opportunity to get to connect with people who watch my channel and other stitchers who like to do the same thing that I like to do, because I really think it's more than just about cross stitching. If you've never been to a retreat, you really do develop new friendships, and the community at the retreat is always so inviting and so welcoming. And Rita and her team at Quilter Station just went over the top with this retreat. Everything was perfect, and we just had a really nice time. So anyway, that is my recap. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the new friendships we made, and we will see you next time. Bye. I did forget one more gift I was given. This is from dear sweet Laura. She made these cute little little kind of bags, and you could use it for your orts. You could use it for your stitching notions and accessories. Anyway, Laura, it was so nice to meet you. I really appreciate your friendship. I appreciate you making this sweet little thing for me, and I really enjoyed getting to know you a little bit better this retreat and getting to visit with you. So anyway, thank you again so much. Okay, now that's the end of the floss tube. Sorry it was so long. We'll see you guys next time. Happy stitching. Bye.